Hello students, today we shall know about the compound hydrogen chloride in details. You know, this is the structure of hydrogen chloride. There is one covalent bond between hydrogen and chlorine atom. Now draw the electron dot structure of this compound. This is your home task. Now we will see the preparation of this compound. This compound may be prepared from its constituent elements, that is from hydrogen gas and chlorine gas in presence of diffused sunlight. Diffused sunlight means this sunlight should not be continuous, because in presence of continuous sunlight their explosion will be occurred, whereas in dark this reaction does not proceed. So sunlight is necessary, but this sunlight should be diffused. So hydrogen and chlorine in presence of diffused sunlight form HCl, that is gas. Whereas different metal chlorides react with concentrated H2SO4. For example, here sodium chloride or copper chloride, these react with H2SO4 to form sodium bisulfate and or sodium sulfate and the HCl gas. Here sodium bisulfate is formed when the reaction occurred at less than 200 degree, and sodium sulfate is formed when the reaction occurred at greater than 200 degree. So for these reactions heating is necessary. Now what is the laboratory preparation of HCl? So laboratory preparation of HCl is the reaction between sodium chloride and concentrated H2SO4. When they are heated at less than 200 degree, then there will be formation of sodium bisulfate and HCl gas. I am here not going to detail of this procedure, you will study from your book. I am just giving you the outlines of this procedure. Now thus the HCl gas that is formed, that HCl gas is moist HCl gas that contains water molecules, so we have to pass it through concentrated H2SO4, because we know concentrated H2SO4 is drying agent. Then we will get dry HCl, and this dry HCl gas that is collected in a gas jar filled with air, and by the upward replacement of air, dry HCl is collected in the gas jar. Now in this method different questions arise. Number one is, why here we are using less than 200 degree centigrade temperature? Because when we use greater than, when this sodium chloride and concentrated H2SO4 they are heated at greater than 200 degree, then there will be formation of sodium sulfate, and this sodium sulfate is a sticky material, so it sticks inside wall of the jar or the round bottom flask in which the reaction takes place. Then it will be difficult to remove this sodium sulfate. So for the preparation of HCl gas in laboratory, we use the temperature that is less than 200 degree, which forms sodium bisulfate, which is not hard like sodium sulfate. It can be removed easily. Also, if the reaction takes place at very high temperature, then the glass apparatus, that is the round bottom flask in which the reaction takes place, the glass may crack. So for these reasons here we have to set the temperature below 200 degree. Now here we are using the drying agent concentrated H2SO4. Instead of concentrated H2SO4 we can there are other drying agents, you know, potassium phosphorus pentoxide or calcium oxide. These are also drying agents, that is they can absorb water molecule. But phosphorus pentoxide that reacts with HCl to form phosphorus oxide trichloride and HPO3 metaphosphoric acid, and calcium oxide being basic oxide, this reacts with HCl to form calcium chloride and water. So these compounds react with HCl. There will be chemical reaction of these compounds with HCl. So these compounds are not used as drying agent. Here concentrated H2SO4 is used as drying agent because there is no reaction between concentrated H2SO4 and HCl. Now the third question is why this HCl, the dry HCl that is collected in a gas jar filled with air, because the HCl gas is 1.3 times heavier than air by mass. So HCl gas can easily there will be upward replacement of water, that is air, that is HCl gas can easily replace the air in upward direction and HCl gas will be collected at the bottom portion. Now HCl gas, it has very high solubility in water. When it becomes soluble in water, there will be formation of hydrochloric acid. Now this is the identification of HCl gas. When a jar filled with HCl gas, we keep or we put a glass rod that is dipped in ammonia solution, or we call is ammonium hydroxide, and the glass rod dipped in ammonium hydroxide, and if we put this glass rod at the mouth of a jar containing HCl, then we will observe that surrounding the glass rod there will be dense white fume, and this dense white fume arises due to formation of ammonium chloride. So this is the identification test of HCl. Now HCl gas in presence of moist air forms white fume. Why? Because HCl gas in presence of moist air, in moist air there are water molecules or water vapor in air. So in presence of air, the HCl gas forms hydrochloric acid. HCl gas becomes soluble, form hydrochloric acid, and this white fume arises due to this hydrochloric acid. Now HCl is highly soluble in water and there will be ionization of HCl. We know HCl is covalent molecule, but this is polar covalent molecule. So when it is dissolved in water, there will be ionization takes place and H3O plus hydronium ion and chloride ions are formed. As H plus are formed in the solution, so HCl water solution of HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, that is acidic, and this solution conduct electricity due to formation of separate ions. Now HCl beside water, HCl may be soluble in acetone or toluene like solvents. Acetone, that is less polar than water, and acetone or in toluene there will be no ionization of HCl molecule, though here HCl molecules are soluble, but there is no ionization of HCl molecule. So these solutions are not conductor of electricity, or these solutions are not acidic as there are no H plus ion in solution. Now properties: HCl molecules when heated at high temperature, then constituent elements like hydrogen gas and chlorine gas are formed. The metals that present in activity series above hydrogen that can replace hydrogen from HCl, like sodium forms sodium chloride and hydrogen gas will be evolved. Other metals like calcium, magnesium, zinc or iron, they react with HCl in the same fashion. There will be formation of magnesium metal chloride and hydrogen gas will be evolved. Ammonia in presence of HCl form ammonium chloride. Here two gases react to form one solid. Now hydrochloric acid, when HCl gas is dissolved in water, then HCl gas being highly soluble, it will be dissolved in water and the dissolution process should be continued until there will be no further dissolution of HCl, that is we get the saturated solution of HCl in water, that is the maximum percentage of HCl will be in water, that is called concentrated hydrochloric acid, and at this stage the amount of the composition of hydrochloric acid is 36%, that is 36 gram HCl and 64 gram water remains in this solution. This is called concentrated hydrochloric acid. Now azeotropic mixture of hydrochloric acid. What is azeotropic mixture? If you take a dilute solution of hydrochloric acid and if you heat continuously, then what will happen? There will be evaporation of water. More and more you giving heat, more and more evaporation takes place, that is the solution becomes more and more concentrated. Then at a certain temperature, at 110 degree, the hydrochloric acid solution becomes concentrated and the concentration is 22.2% by mass, that is 22.2 gram hydrochloric acid and the rest portion will be water. So when this situation or this stage arises, then on boiling there will be no change in the composition of hydrochloric acid. If at that temperature the boiling proceeds, then you will observe that there will be no change in the composition of the hydrochloric acid, that is this composition remains same. This is called azeotropic mixture or constant boiling mixture of hydrochloric acid. Now chemical properties of hydrochloric acid, this I have discussed earlier, that is the metals in activity series above hydrogen that can replace hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. Different metal oxides being basic in nature, they react with HCl acidic to form salt, chloride, salt and water. Different metals like magnesium, zinc, iron, copper oxides and basic hydroxide like sodium hydroxide react with HCl to form sodium, chloride and water. These hydroxides are basic in nature. Now different decomposition reactions takes place with HCl, that is when calcium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate they are heated with HCl, they are heated, all are should be there, all are heated with HCl, then there will be formation of calcium chloride or sodium chloride, carbon dioxide gas will be evolved and water formed. Similarly, sulphite, sodium sulphite when allowed to react with HCl, there will be formation of sulfur dioxide, that is evolution of sulfur dioxide gas. Sodium sulphide or ferrous sulphide, these reacts with HCl to form sodium chloride or ferrous chloride and H2 gas of pungent smell will be evolved. Whereas sodium thiosulfate, this is the sodium thiosulfate when reacts with HCl, then there will be formation of sodium chloride like sodium sulphite, also there will be formation of sulfur dioxide, water, and with this there will be formation of sulfur, that is deposition of black sulfur, elemental sulfur deposited. So this is the difference between the sodium thiosulfate and sulphite. So you can differentiate thiosulfate or sulphite by this reaction. For thiosulfate you will get black sulfur, whereas for sodium sulphite there will be no black sulfur formation. And precipitation reaction, when lead nitrate, some salts like lead nitrate, mercurous nitrate, they are treated with HCl, then there will be formation of white salts like lead chloride or mercurous chloride. Being insoluble, they will be precipitated out and we get white precipitate. Now this is the identification test of HCl. When HCl hydrochloric acid is added to silver nitrate solution, then there will be formation of curdy white precipitate. This precipitate looks like curd, so this is called curdy white precipitate, and this is the precipitate of AgCl. and silver chloride and nitric acid is formed. This precipitate, that is, if you add excess concentrated nitric acid to this precipitate remains insoluble, whereas if you add excess of ammonium hydroxide to this precipitate becomes soluble, because silver chloride in presence of ammonium hydroxide form argentoamine chloride. This is a complex salt and this is soluble salt. So this precipitate becomes soluble in presence of excess ammonium hydroxide, and if you again add concentrated nitric acid, then from this soluble salt we will get silver chloride as precipitate. Now when white silver chloride this is exposed to air, there will be decomposition of white silver chloride and black silver is obtained, that is, blackening of the white silver chloride takes place in presence of air. Now this is the redox reaction of HCl. For with some oxides or some compounds, when HCl reacts, then their HCl will be oxidized and this compounds gets reduced. That is, manganese dioxide when reacts with HCl, manganese dioxide reduced to manganese chloride and HCl is oxidized to chlorine. So this is the oxidation reaction, whereas this is the reduction reaction. Similarly, lead oxide, lead tetroxide or potassium permanganate when reacts with HCl, then HCl gets oxidized to chlorine. Similarly, bleaching powder, calcium oxychloride, this is bleaching powder, when reacts with HCl, with HCl this bleaching powder is heated, then HCl is oxidized to chlorine and also there will be formation of calcium chloride. So this chlorine is greenish yellow color, so you will observe the evolution of greenish yellow gas, that is the chlorine gas. Now what is aqua regia? Aqua regia is a mixture of concentrated HCl and concentrated nitric acid. It is a mixture 3:1 mixture. 3 part of HCl and 1 part of nitric acid, they form nitrosyl chloride, water, and this is the chlorine atom, this is called nascent chlorine. This nascent chlorine has very importance, that is, this nascent chlorine when reacts with aurum or reacts with platinum, then there will be formation of aurum trichloride or platinum tetrachloride and these chlorides are soluble. Generally aurum chloride or platinum chloride, they remain insoluble, but nascent chlorine when react with them, then they form soluble chloride. So this is the beauty of nascent chlorine. So these are all about HCl molecule. Then read from your book thoroughly. Thank you.